Hey everybody, it says that I'm live, so I'm going to assume that and assume that this worked. I am about 60, now I'm closer to 70 miles north of Cheyenne, Wyoming on I-25. I'm going to, let's see, I'm going to switch the camera around here and I'm going to give you kind of a panoramic view. There you go. There is absolutely nothing where I'm at. You hear the click, 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 click of the four-way flashers are on. There was in my rear view mirror, it's gone now, but there's nothing here but snow and more snow and a lot more snow and a little bit of ice. Anyway, there was a young lady that I was southbound here headed back to Cheyenne, and there was a young lady that had spun out into the median. The median is about, I don't know, 100 feet wide or so, and she had spun out and was by herself, and it was outside of the car. I could see that she was by herself, so if it was my daughter, I would have wanted somebody to pull over and help her. And that's the thought that went through my mind. So I let off the fuel and pulled over. And as soon as I let off the fuel, my died. And I believe what has happened is the fuel has gelled. That's what it was running fine. Everything was doing fine, and just as soon as I let my foot off the fuel, it has. But I am in absolute nowhere, and there is nothing. There's no trees. I see fences and road, and that's it. There's absolutely nothing here but but snow. Plenty of snow, but it's somewhere around zero. My phone a few minutes ago said it was like 3 degrees and felt like minus 11. But anyway, I believe that's what's happened is the fuel has gelled. Anyway, that was the towing company that called me, and they're sending somebody out to tow me back to Cheyenne, which is like about right at 70 miles from here. So anyway, I got to sit here and wait. I'm warm. I'm okay. The truck won't run, but I had it nice and toasty warm in here. So unless they go overnight or something, I'll be fine. I'm mostly off of the road. I'm kind of parked right on the white line, but I'll do fine out here. But anyway, you know, things happen like this. I had brought it up to them before. They had they put out a notice a while back that they were not going to give drivers. They used to give drivers a thing that you could get fuel additives to keep your fuel from gelling. And about a month ago, I was at the Love's in Berthoud, I believe it's called, Colorado, which is in between Cheyenne and Denver. There's a Love's there, and every one of their pumps had frozen solid except for one. And for some strange reason, that one, which was right in the middle of all the others, that one was still working. But the manager of the Love's came out and showed me. He said, man, not only are they all frozen, but he had pulled the filter off of one of them, thinking that maybe something had got into the fuel and plugged all the filters, but that wasn't it. But the filter, I had never seen frozen fuel oil before, diesel fuel, but it looked like creamy jello. But anyway, I think that's what has happened to my truck, is the fuel has gelled. It is so cold here. It's still snowing. Luckily, the wind is not blowing that bad. They had this section of I-25 closed this morning when I woke up. So I went back to bed for about an hour and a half and when I checked on it again, they had opened up, and there's literally only one lane open. There went a snowplow that just passed me, and he's not clearing off the other lane. He's clearing off the emergency lane. Now go figure. But anyway, he had to pull up and go around me in order to get past me. But that's what the deal is here. I'm doing okay. You never know when stuff like this is going to happen, but it looks like I'm going to be out of the loop here for a little bit. But anyway, somebody had asked me while I'm live here, somebody had asked me to do a video on what I thought of the opti-idle. When I first came to work with CRETE, opti-idle was keeping me up every night. This was in, I came to work in like, I want to say May, the 1st of May or middle of May. And by the time I got through with all my orientation and everything, it was closer to June. So it's pretty warm by then. And in Tennessee and in the South, it was hot. So the air conditioner comes on and shuts off, on and off, on and off, about every 15 minutes all night. It cranks up and runs for about 15 minutes and shuts off. Every time it cranks up, the vehicle shakes. It wakes you up. Every time it shuts off, the vehicle shakes and it wakes you up. Now, this is the same company that's so concerned that I get a good night's sleep that they're forcing me to use a CPAP machine. Is the very same company that puts me in a truck that violently shakes my bed every 15 minutes and keeps me awake all night. Now, you go figure how that is. But trust me, that sooner or later, that will come out. I kind of, sort of get used to it. It still wakes me up whenever it cranks up. The winter time now, with it as cold as it is, my truck is running all night long, just even with the bunk heater on. They've got a separate bunk heater that is not tied into the, it is, but it ain't tied into the opti-idle. I don't know how it does, but anyway, when it cranks up, whenever the bunk heater goes on and it's 20 degrees or less outside, the truck pretty much runs all night. I sleep like a baby with the truck running. It's that gentle vibration, and I sleep like a baby. So anyway, that's my opinion of the opti-idle. You do get used to it. I don't like it. I would much, much prefer having an APU. The company I was with before, even though they didn't pay nothing, they had good trucks that had electric APUs in them. They would keep you cool all night. I never had any problems with staying warm. The truck did not idle all night. That electric APU kept you going. They have gas-powered APUs. It's basically just a generator that keeps everything going. I would much prefer have one of those. Then I had this opti-idle where it just violently shakes the truck every time. If you look on my first few videos, you'll see where I was actually recording videos when that opti-idle kicked on, and it shook the phone, the camera, shook the truck while I was online. So you get an idea of how that happens. You do get used to it. I guess it's kind of like sleeping next to a railroad. People that move in and you know, for a while, every time a train goes by, it wakes them up. After a while, they don't even hear the trains anymore. But I'm not quite to that point to where I don't wake up whenever it cranks the truck up. I'm now almost a year into this, and it still wakes me up every time it cranks up. So I go right back to sleep. I know what it is, and I go right back to sleep, especially if the truck is running. I'll sleep like a baby with the truck running. So most of these Rest stops, that's another reason why I prefer a rest stop over a truck stop, is because the rest stops are quieter than a truck stop is, with trucks coming and going and coming and going, and you hear backup alarms going off. Some of these trucks have a backup alarm. It's going to wake you up. It sounds like an alarm clock going off, and so I really prefer a rest stop where all the trucks are pulling in. Nobody's backing up. Everybody's pulling in, and it's quieter. You don't have to worry about so much riffraff going on. That's what I prefer. It's my personal preference that I would rather sleep in a rest stop than I at a truck stop any day of the night. I bring my own food and drink. I have a coffee maker in here. I have a microwave to warm up my food. Most of my food is pre-cooked. So I really don't need anything out of I'm losing weight. I have lost almost 50 pounds, y'all. Almost 50 pounds I have lost by fixing my own food and quit eating out of the truck stops. So I don't even like to be tempted to go in a truck stop, because all that food looks so good, and I know it's so tasty, and it makes my mouth water. If you go back and look, you see this goozle thing I'm getting here because I've lost so much weight. If you go back and look how big my head, I had a whole big head when I first started these videos, and I have slimmed down. My cheeks are all slimmer. Everything is slimmer. My clothes are now fitting. These clothes used to be so tight. I have gone from a 46-inch waist down to a 38. I am now wearing 38s, and they're beginning to get a little loose. My goal is to be at a 36-inch waist, and that's where I'm gonna be real happy at. But my real reason for losing this is the only way I could get them to agree to give me another sleep study test to get off of this CPAP machine that I hate. I can't put it any stronger. I hate this thing. Some people love them. I get it. I'm not one of them. I hate it. It's an invasion on my privacy. It's an invasion on my freedom. I hate this CPAP machine. So that's what I'm aiming for whenever my annual physical comes up again. I hope that they will give me another. That's the biggest beef I've got with CRETE, is the CPAP machine. All the other stuff, like putting up with the opti-idle and some of the other craziness that goes, is points, and man. Anyway, I like working for CRETE. I like the money. The money is great. I finally figured out how to make money and drive where I want to drive. So I'm doing well on that. Anyway, I'm broke down. I'm waiting on a tow truck to show up. They're telling me it's going to be about 90 minutes. I think I'm going to go climb back there in the bump and take me a nap. There's nothing else I can do. So, but I'll be fine. Don't worry about me. We're in good shape. Hope everybody has a good day. I'll put it in the text down there when I'm safe and sound back in the thing and they get me going again. Thanks for checking in. I really appreciate you.